Hi everyone, welcome back to the Villa Park podcast, and it's the next Bodymoor Bulletin. So just catching up with all of the latest Villa news and things that are going on. Just wanted to say again, thanks for all the support. If you're not already doing so, please if you could give the video a like. And also if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. We've grown massively since we become our own proper channel about 2 months ago. Well over 400 subscribers now. Thanks to all of you. We really appreciate it. And we love the comments as well. On that note, I'm going to dive into just some of the comments on the back of the last pod, because there were some interesting comments on what was quite an interesting pod. Obviously, is it time for Gerrard to go? How do we feel about the team? There were some good comments on there. Stealthy Carper 147, who's one of the regulars, said, "Can I just point a couple of eye openers out? Last night, 2 of the starting lineup played in that playoff final. 7 was signed or came up with us in the Championship, and the midfield 3 that started the game have only been with us the last 4 years. Only one of the starting 11 was a Gerrard signing." So I'm glad someone's finally pointed out that the players we've signed might not be of the standard. That's something we talked about on the pod the other night quite a lot, but absolutely. I think it's a reality we have to look at. A lot of these players have never played for a team that have finished top 10 of the Premier League. We're getting frustrated, we're getting annoyed, but basically, are they good enough? Are they good enough? We've also got comment from Alfie's Reef saying, how much different would it have been with Carlos, Kamara, Digne, Cash and Bailey in the team? Would we be talking about Steven Gerrard out if the injuries hadn't happened? I think we probably still would, because I don't actually think personally that would make a huge amount of difference. I don't think defence is our issue. So therefore, I don't think we're massively missing Carlos and Digne or Cash. Bailey's been very, very underwhelming, and Kamara looked really good. I think he looked really good, and that might be the one we're missing, but I don't think it changes it. People asking, can we get the real Matty Cash back? Absolutely, Jay Coyne. I think we want that as well. James Newbury, I can't blame Louise. There's no movement in front of him. No one comes short for the ball. Is it the movement of the players ahead of Louise? Is that the problem? I think, again, that's probably a pretty reasonable point. Also, I think another point Stealthy Carper made was, you're aware we're unbeaten in 4, guys. I don't forget the fact that we are unbeaten in 4, but it's the style and brand of football that's the issue for me. So, yeah. Listen, thanks again for the comments. We really, really, really appreciate it. Let's dive into some positivity for once. We don't often talk about positivity much at the moment on the Villa Park pod. Well, we've got some really, really good positivity at the moment, because there's been some awards today, and Rachel Daly has won the WSL Player of the Month. How fantastic is that? Aston Villa's women have had an absolutely flying start. You can't say that, it's expected massively from how last season was, but it's been absolutely brilliant. Sitting joint top of the table, 2 wins from 2 games alongside Arsenal and Man United. And that included a brilliant defeat of Man City on the opening day. They also defeated Man United in the first game on penalties of the League Cup. So Daly has won Player of the Month. She was also nominated for Goal of the Month. And yeah, we're having an absolutely fantastic time at the moment, obviously, in terms of the league. Also, and this is also fantastic news, we won the Manager Award as well. So Carla Ward has won the WSL Manager of the Month award. So fantastic to see the ladies team doing so well. And I just hope that the men's team can get some of that positive momentum that they seem to have got. Also, good news, the young goalkeeper, Oliver Zich, I think it's pronounced Oliver, has signed a new contract. So that's obviously fantastic news. Another young talent that Aston Villa have got that's doing great things and coming through. He was part of the squad that won the Youth Cup a couple of years back. I think he played once during that cup run. But the Villa Academy manager, Mark Harrison, said, "We're delighted to see Oliver sign a new contract. This is a reflection of his development since he joined us. He's recently been involved in the under-21s, first team training, and he captained Poland at under-19 level. We look forward to seeing how he develops over the next few years, and certainly having Mr. Martinez there at the club, I'm sure that will do a hell of a lot to help him as he progresses through." Next up on this Bodymoor Bulletin, great thing that Villa did recently. It was the Big Villa Sleep Out. It's a big community thing to raise money for homeless people. There was actually a couple of Villa players there. Feeney and McGinn were there doing their thing, getting involved, and it was just great to see. And I think in the end there was £16,000 that was raised. There was actually a quote from the fundraising lead for the Villa Foundation, someone called Paisley Jevons, and she said, the Big Villa Sleep Out 2022 was a huge success with over 16,000 raised for our Villa Kitchen project. Our supporters put their hearts and soul into raising funds for this great cause. I'm pleased we're able to organise such a brilliant event for them to enjoy. They love meeting John McGee and Josh Feeney, and also from the ladies' team, Maz Pacheco and Simone McGill, a special addition to the event. We've had such a positive response, and people are already asking when the next Villa Sleep Out is. £16,000 for the Villa Kitchen project. What an absolutely fantastic thing that is. So great work, all involved. And yeah, we're certainly looking into whether we can get involved in it next year as well. Okay, next up, I don't know if any of you saw, but there was an interesting debate with Darren Bent and Andy Goldstein on TalkSport about what Villa's chances are of winning a trophy. I think Goldstein was being fairly tongue-in-cheek, but I think the unfortunate thing was some of the comments that he made were actually pretty bang on, I think. Goldstein said Villa have got about as much chance of winning a cup as a League One or League Two team. Please let me know your thoughts on that comment. Ben thinks we've got a chance. Goldstein said they've got average players, an average manager. Villa are average. Ben, they're internationals. Goldstein, all the teams in the Premier League of internationals. Watkins mediocre. Coutinho's appalling. Villa are basically going to be between 12th and 16th. Ben thinks we're better than that and underperforming. And Goldstein said if we stick with Gerrard, we could go down. What do you think? Can Villa win a trophy? Or are we in danger of going down with the manager that we've got right now? I don't think you can argue with some of the stats we showed on the last pod that from an attacking stats perspective, I think we're in trouble if we don't change that soon. We are so low in terms of things like XG, shots on goal, etc., etc. So yeah, it's a big problem that. The final comment I wanted to make was it's a big day today because it's the birthday of Mr. Gabriel Agbonlahor. So happy birthday, Gabby. Would you believe it? Young Gabby, who was always a young man, is 36 today. Some would say he's a Villa legend, others aren't a fan, but whatever you think, he's still Aston Villa's Premier League top scorer with 74 goals. Although I think Haaland's already beaten that. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. Just a quick update on the Villa news. Tomorrow, Rich will be on with us an update on the press conference news, and we'll certainly be doing some more discussion about the Chelsea game upcoming at the weekend. I personally am a little bit worried about that game. I do worry that the fans might possibly turn if we go a goal or two down. So obviously we hope that doesn't happen. But I do think there's a real opportunity that Villa, if they don't start off well in that game, could be getting the fans on the back of Steven Gerrard. So guys, thanks again for all of your comments. If you don't, as we said before, if you're not subscribing, please, if you could subscribe, because it really helps us get our podcast seen and obviously more people coming into the podcast. And yeah, I think basically, what else is there to say other than keep the faith and don't forget, we'll follow the Villa, guys. Thanks for listening.